future driverless grid. And it reduces resolution for performance. I gotta get a good phone. You see your driverless grid here? Okay, this is an all-in-one. Honest to God, the brilliance of it is astonishing. Okay, this is an all-in-one, but at the top of the food chain is big pharmaceutical companies, sorcerers who made this thing. It was probably Kraft Food or somebody like those people who made artificial flavors and shit. But at gunpoint, Merck probably went in and said, "We need your fucking cloning technology, motherfuckers, because we're going to rule the world with it," or something. I don't know how this happened, but this is the drug delivery system of the future happening right now, first and foremost. That's what it is. It's the invisible prison, okay? It's the fucking driverless grid, autonomous vehicle shit. It's a lot of things. It's a quality control. It's fucking, it's a monitoring system for your children. You'll get to use it, It's going to make everyone feel like they are the king of their own world as it's dripped into society, incrementally. But first and foremost, it's the drug delivery system of the future, and it's delivering you drugs ocularly right now, in fact. Or if it's not doing it now, you're under the influence of the drugs it delivers, even if it's chemically induced, chemically alchemized, if you will. They're not playing around. They know the frequency of lithium. They don't really have to deliver, It's really a strange world when you think about it. And they know all the codifications of nature. They know all the encoded nature approved tricks, tips, and workarounds. They understand this shit. Who's they? They've been hard at work for a long fucking time. They had some time on their hands. Because when I walk down the street, I said this morning to him, I said, well, I wonder what you motherfuckers do to me when I'm sleeping. I wonder, I couldn't, because my hearing was, I couldn't hear even more. I was all stuffed up. That's not me. I didn't sleep like that. And you know what happened? I felt a fiber go in my fucking nose, a big one. And he said, same thing I do to you when you're awake, motherfucker. Said, that's the dialogue. That's the banter between myself and these gang stalkers. Sometimes it's "I'll kill you, motherfucker, you stupid little fucking faggot," and all kinds of expletives. And other times it's just like, it's just like, whatever, dude. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? I'm gonna find you, motherfucker. You're gonna get, I joke sometimes, but sometimes it's not a joke. It's very serious to me. Because, well, they're hiding very meticulously for a reason, because they understand what happens when people get caught doing some shit like this. It's curtains, man. It's not going to go very well for people who are caught doing this. And, maybe the non-disclosure agreement will save the actual people doing it. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out. It's really crazy. I'm not sure. Apparently there are laws in place already that make this not a war crime because it benefits people somehow. It's cold plasma. It can cure cancer. They're probably, but at the same time, they are giving me various medical conditions. The virtual versions, sometimes he says, Payday, you beat cancer. I gave you cancer. You beat it. And, my throat right now, I know that's not normal. It's not natural. Certain indicia, certain sensations I know are not me. And for instance, the heart attack module makes my arm hurt, and all the way up my arm, down my back. I figured out how they do it. Strings attached to my fingers, light strings. I've detected these. I've seen them with the police forensic software for fingertip beds, the nail beds. And then going from my nail beds to various parts of my forearm. Okay, I put a lighter there, burned them for a hot minute. Purple laser, certain things. It's like there's not one thing that does it. One thing don't do it. It's like you can't cover the whole bacteriological spectrum with tea tree oil. It might cover a big part. If you use oregano oil and even coconut oil, you can cut. It's like no one thing does it. But I got it off. I get in the shower, certain concoctions, wipe it off, and it's done. And then they slap it right back on me. Like I feel like I'm having a fucking heart attack. And they did it on my right side. Okay? From the very first month that I was in contact with these people, 2019, 2020, yeah, I'm going to give you a heart attack in your right side, Payday, because they knew that I was reading about this, or maybe that it was independent of that. I read some lady telling me, some lady writing that they gave her a heart attack in her right side, and I thought she was absolutely fucking crazy. There was 2 pages, of gold, and then she started saying, I started thinking, can they read my thoughts? And they replied to me, yes, they can. And I thought, oh, this is fucking nuts. Now, this is just disinfo. It's a turd in the punch bowl. But no. Trust me, they can read your fucking mind, and if they can't read your mind, they will. If all things are in place, they will just. You'll hear the same voice. It's a little fainter sometimes, but not all the time. But you can tell it's you thinking what they're going to say. So it's like, even if they can't read your voice, and there's an MIT article out there somewhere, I'm going to find it, they can mimic the syllables with evoked potentials and even know what the demeanor of and sentiment of your question or statement is, whether it's declarative, whether it's milquetoast, whether you're demanding something, whether you're gloating, whether you're fucking scared. They understand this through evoked potentials and the way these syllables are, the electrical signal is transmitted. They kind of, and if they have your brain mapped, I said this about 4 or 5 times on video, if they have your brain mapped substantially, they'll know exactly basically what you said, okay? Just from that evoked potential coupled with a micro expression. Okay, they're not going to have to read your mind per se. They'll just know what the AI is going to predict. It's a prediction model. Okay, it's a prediction model. They can't leave nothing to chance. He said, I'm swimming in yours yesterday. He said, Minority Report, remember, it's real. I'm a precog, Payday. I'm a precog. I'm swimming around in your cerebral spinal fluid, because I postulated that's what that is, that those precogs are swimming in. It's the collective cerebral spinal fluid. They can, if I have everything blocked, they can vortex my knees. Because there's a cerebral spinal fluid in the knee, and it's like a direct contact to the brain. And I go like this, and I feel the signal go to, and it's like, like it's a game. Like it's a game. And these people are so fucking campy and fun-loving, there must not be a consequence for them. They must just be like, whatever. One time he said to me, if they don't care, I don't care. Because I said, I made this shit like a shit show. I showed something they didn't want me to they didn't think I was going to get. They thought my phone was dead. One of them wasn't. See, and he's like, New World Order's not supposed to make mistakes. Okay, it was quiet for about fucking hours. I thought the shit was going to end. And he came back, and they came back, and they're like, they don't care, I don't care. It's really, it's absolutely insane what's happening. And here we are, they give you the tools to substantiate and ascertain what they're doing. That's what this computer vision detection is for. They want to attenuate the detection levels so you can't detect it with normal cameras. They're going to take all this shit away. I'm surprised. I could imagine what they have for themselves. I wasn't supposed to find this shit. And apparently I'm the only one with it. This is showing you their Internet of Bio-Nano things and Internet of Things, with, of course, a slick filter in the foreground so it masks. These are sound masking, sound morphing, visual masking, visual morphing, remote neural monitors, if you will. It's a very, very, very elaborate operation, and I'm just flabbergasted at the fact that no one else has shown, at least to my knowledge, any of this. It's really strange, and I forgot to do that. That's what it looks like normally. And see this thing up here? I wish I could zoom in on this. I'm running out of space, so I have to stop this. You see that? That's the electrified grid right above everyone's head. Okay. There's something very strange going on here. And, you know, they made my girlfriend's car at the time hydroplane. And this is what the driver of this grid, they can make you hydroplane. See, picture a million little fingers. It's easy to lift anything up. You understand? It's easy. They know how to start shit, stop shit, grind it to a halt, and make it, or just push it and make it coast. They made my girl's car, it was raining a little bit, hydroplane. And she got scared shitless, sold her fucking Sequoia for $4,000, and you know, it was a life-altering thing. I tried to tell her that they were laughing at me as we're doing it. They were laughing. She was scared to death. Okay. And I videotaped under her car. There's all color-coded little fucking nano with this very app. Boof or the other one, which they don't even have anymore. They took it away. I showed her the fucking shit. You know, there's color coded. They're blue on the axle, green on the fucking on the gas tank, red on. You know, it was all moving and shit. And you know, I couldn't convince her otherwise. I wish I could go back and I would have not let her sell her vehicle for $4,000 because she didn't have the title with her. She didn't have things with her to do a CarMax and maybe get 8 and maybe get 16, 17. You know, we got 4, and then, you know, it's just a fucked off situation, man. And so many of those, there were so many of those. They're laughing at me while they're making people believe, her included, things that aren't true. Laughing at me, saying, ha ha ha, look, see what we can do, Payday? Like, it's very unnerving, and so for someone to say, don't let it consume you, Payday, calm down or whatever, you know what? The average person would have already gone off the reservation. Thank God I know a few things that I know, and it wouldn't be prudent for me to do that. You feel me? Otherwise, if I didn't know what I know, I would have went off the fucking reservation. There are people working for the Justice Department, remote neural monitors for DARPA, Defense Advanced Research Project Agency. They're reading all your fucking minds. They've been mapping your brain since 1995, okay? This is not a joke. This is what all the chemtrails are for. You've been breathing in. We're all walking antennas, okay? I rapped about this shit 20 years ago, and this is why the Justice Department doesn't like me, but they know every lyric to every fucking song I ever wrote or everything I said in an interview. Or, you know, it's imperative that they read Mr. Payday Monsanto. I can't read you, Payday, and then my fucking legs will start to cramp and shit. It's really getting unnerving at this point. But listen, I would not commit suicide if my life depended on it. I love life. This ain't gonna fucking do it to me. Thank God I know what I know. We're gonna find these motherfuckers, and they have to be punished. This is a war crime, and I don't know how they're gonna make it not a war crime. I just don't understand it. I can't wait. They have these bioethicists in place that are guiding the laws for when this thing pops above ground, that everything they're doing is legal or something, or you know, it's going to be fine. I don't see that happening, you know, but a lot of fuckeries happened just in the last 5 years. They could change the whole fucking sentiment and zeitgeist of the population. We're walking amid zombified fucking comatose people for the most part. And that's not even a slight. I'm not even being mean. I'm affected by it as well. Like, they've given us so many things to juggle. They understand the hierarchy of needs, wants, and preferences, okay, on everyone. And everyone don't have time for this shit. And they don't want to hear about this shit, even though it's affecting them every single fucking day, profoundly. They say that you can fool someone. It's easier to fool someone than to convince them they're being fooled. Never in my life have I, saw that adage as profoundly as I do now, because it's true. You can fool someone more easily than you can convince them they're being fooled, and it's the absurdity of the truth that hides the lie. The truth is so absurd, no one will believe it. Okay, no one will believe it's even possible what they can do, and they're using the electric. A thought is just an electrical signal. Remember that. Lights on, rats out. This is fucking insalubrious. Insalubrious. What? You want a lubricant? What?